Welcome to IronSpeed Designer video training. Today we're talking about Active Directory security. Once we've created an application with IronSpeed Designer, we can open that application in Design View to make changes. Let's go to our Designer and get a recent application I've created. Now, for this application, we want to add Active Directory security with Active Directory groups to the application. So we'll go to the Tools menu and the Security Wizard, select our Active Directory groups. Now, almost always the default domain controller is exactly the one you want, so we'll keep that. And now we have to choose how to authenticate our pages. Let's take all of our pages here, select all pages, and require that you be in the All IronSpeed group. Once we do that and we set the selections, now there's one thing I want to exclude from that, so let's remove the selections, go down to our login page, the sales rep gallery page, and we don't want any authentication required for that, so let's just set that. And one other thing, we have roles tables. These are what actually assigns the roles in the application, and we want to secure these additionally, so we'll select the roles table and the sales rep roles table and require that you be an administrator to change those pages. Once we set that, and now we can finish our application with all of our selections made. And now that our selections have been completed and security assigned, let's look at our build menu, see that we're running using our development server to start on this application. Let's run the application. I know what happened here. It's not even letting us log in to the landing page, and the reason for that is that we have, when we configured security, we went to the Security Wizard and the pages, and if we look at our pages, we'll see that the landing page, the sales rep gallery page, is requiring administrators. So let's go back to that. Select no roles, set it so that everyone is allowed, and then finish our application. Now that our application is finished, let's run it to test it. Let's look at the build menu to see that we're running using development server and run the application. And we have landed on our gallery page, no sign-in required, but if we go to some other page in the application, we'll see we get signed in automatically. We get signed in automatically until I sign out. Once I've signed out on this machine, I can go to one of the other applications and see that I'm not signed in. If I go to my landing page, I'll be able to see the landing page, but I can't go to any other page without signing in. If I go to the page, select automatically sign in, and then click the sign in button, it will automatically sign me in. At this point, it will remember that selection in the cookie on this machine in this browser, and you'll be able to sign in automatically every time. Now we'll go back to our application because we're using it in development server, but I want to use it also in IIS on this machine, because when it runs on the server and we're deployed it will be running in IIS. So let's run our application in IIS. And here in IIS, when we go to another page, we won't be signed in automatically. Let's check automatically signed in and sign in. And we still are not signed in. So what's going on here? Well, let's take a look at the configuration in IIS, and I'll show you one other thing that we need to do. So I'll open my IIS manager. The IIS manager will go to our site. Here's my app 7. Let's look at my app 7, and in particular let's look at the authentication required in IIS. We see that right now it's using anonymous authentication, and it does not have Windows authentication enabled. And that's the problem, because we're asking for Windows authentication when we use Active Directory. So let's enable the Windows authentication and then disable anonymous authentication. Once we've selected that, we can go back to our application which is running. And now when we select automatically sign in and sign in our application, we see that we're signed in because the Windows authentication has been passed on to the application. And that completes the video on Active Directory security. Be sure to see the many others available on the video pages on our website. Thank you for attending.